Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, GuruJi Sada Sahai. Shukrana Malik, Shukrana. Again, giving me this seva for sharing satsang. This is a second session which I'm sharing, which Guru Maharaj is guiding me into share my blessings. I hope I can do justice to this share, to this his blessings, because there are so many blessings, and I don't want to forget. I don't want to, even miss any of his blessings. But Guru Sahib, be with me, guide me. I know you're listening. You're right there. Please be with me, and I hope I don't say anything wrong. Again, I would say mantra jap and start my blessings. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, GuruJi Sada Sahai. Om Ganpataya Namaha. Like in the first session, I had shared about the accident, how we incurred the accident, and how Guru Sahib, I had never met him, but he was still there with us at that moment also. So 94, when we had this accident, 95, Sanjeev had been flown to New York, and my parents were still there in Virginia with my son and my daughter, because it was a very small aircraft and they had to fly him to New York. And that was again January 13th, which now I see the meaning behind it, that he brought Sanjeev on that day when there were so many thunderstorms. He brought him to New York, and it was the worst kind of hospital you could ever think of. It was kind of a nursing home where all the, people from the jail and all bad people were staying there, people who had done, it was like kind of a nursing home where once you go there, you can never go back home. So, but Guru Maharaj had another life, another plan for us. I'm again saying Guru Sahib again and again, because I know now that he was there with me at that moment also. So Sanjeev, when he was in Virginia, he, I don't know how he just started breathing on his own, and they had weaned him off the ventilator for 10 hours a day. He was off the ventilator, whereas the doctors had said that he'll never come off the ventilator, he won't be able to breathe, and he will never be able to survive without the ventilator and oxygen. But again, Shukrana to Guru Sahib and Baba. That time, Baba was there with me, Shri Baba, Sai Baba. So when we got to this hospital, I was staying in the hospital. Basically, since the accident, I was given this seva by again Maharaj to be with Sanjeev. I would not leave him a minute alone. Either I was there or Papa was there. So at night, they were making me sleep in the hospital because they were training me for, Sanjeev's bowel movement to clean and giving him the suppository. And I refused. I said, I can't do all this. And they said, no, you have to do this. So they were training me into cleaning up and to the disimpact and everything. Like, I won't go into the details, but this is all, they were teaching me how to do it. And when we moved to New York, so Sanjeev was not used to wearing a ventilator. He had a trach over here. So he was not used to wearing ventilator for 10 hours, for all day, 24 hours. And they didn't have in record because that was the first day. And Sanjeev said, Anu, can you take off my ventilator? Which we had no idea that the ventilator was connected to the police station. And we didn't know that. So I took it off, because as I used to do in Virginia. So I took off his ventilator and I was taking care of him. And, it was a big room where like 50 people, 50 patients in one big hall. Like they had curtains divided, and that's where Sanjeev was. And as soon as I took it off, after a few minutes, the cops come there and they said, we need to arrest you. I said, why? So they said, you're trying to kill your husband. I said, what? I'm not trying to kill my husband. I'm like, I took off his ventilator because he can breathe on his own. If I wanted to kill him, I would have killed him like 10 months ago. Why would I wait till 10 months when I know he can breathe on his own? So then they had to call the doctors and they had to verify that, but they had told me that I cannot be with him at night. At night, my dad had to stay there. During the day, I was allowed to stay there. And they won't let me alone with him because they thought I was going to kill him. But again, Guru Maharaj was giving me this seva. Anyway, the story goes on. Like the life went on for a few months, but and I wanted to bring Sanjeev home. In the meantime, while this Sanjeev was in the rehab, Shreya, I was following up at home because she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk. Papa used to massage her, her therapist used to come. So she was following up with all her doctors, because legally she was blind with one eye. When we had the way she had a traumatic head injury, her frontal lobes, they had to remove both her frontal lobes, and doctors had told me that she won't be able to talk, she'll have no emotions, she will not be able to walk, she will not be able to see, all the worst things in life they had told me. But I was not giving up, and I had not given up the hope. My dad was like massaging her and making her, talking to her every single day. She is what she is because I think Guru Sahib had given my dad that seva, my mom that seva, to take care of Shreya. So we are what we are is because of my parents, and again Guru Sahib's blessing. I feel Guru Sahib was with me all my entire life in the form of my parents. He this was the best guidance, best. If they weren't there, I would have never lived for 31 years after the accident. Anyway, I had to take Shreya to her eye doctor, and the doctor had said that they tested her eyes and they said, let's remove her left eye. Well, left or right, I'm not sure, but I think it was a left eye. And they said she cannot see because her brain damage, and we can see that there are, there's no blood flow to the eye. So let's put a stone eye. Let's take her eye out. And I was like, I started crying. I said, I'm not going to have my daughter, go through this with whatever she's going through with a stone eye. I said, no, I'm not doing this. I came home and I told Sanjeev, I said, Sanjeev, I don't want to see this doctor. I don't want to, do this surgery. We took a second opinion, and the second doctor said, let's start patching her eye and we'll work on that. Again, Shukrana to Guru Sahib, and Shukrana, as much Shukrana as I can say, which is not enough, because now by patching her eye and with Guru Sahib's blessing, she can see so well that even there is a hair on the floor, I cannot see it and she can see it. So again, Shukrana, Malik Shukrana. Then I had taken her to the neurologist, and her neurologist told me that, the special need kids, they are abused when they grow up, and usually the girls, they end up getting pregnant, and with their periods, you'll have difficult time taking care of her. So let's do her hysterectomy. She was not even a year old. And the doctor said, let's do her hysterectomy. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not doing this hysterectomy. Again, Guru Sahib gave me the thought that I said, no, I'm not doing it. I will be on top of it. I will, as much as I can, take care of her. But I spoke to Sanjeev again, and we all agreed that no, we should not do the surgery now, because he's a pharmacist and he knew there are other side effects with this surgery. So again, thank you, Guru Sahib. Shukran again that he gave me the thought, and I never did that. And he is giving me that patience. He is giving me that seva to take care of Shreya, and he's protecting Shreya. Trust me, Guru Sahib is with Shreya also 24/7. She is, yes, she doesn't know who the stranger is. She would go and hug anybody. If she gets a chance, she'll walk over with somebody. She's 31 years old now. And, she doesn't know. She doesn't know the difference between a stranger and a friend. But Guru Sahib, this much I have, and I request him every single day that be with her, guide her, and just be with her. Life was not going, life was very tough at that time. Sanjeev was in the hospital, but again, he made it possible for Sanjeev to come home on Rakhi Day. Doctors were not letting him come. They said, we have to keep him in a nursing home. You cannot take care of two handicapped people. My parents were here with me, but he made it happen. And I had to go through senators. I had to go to Washington, D.C. I had to fight for Sanjeev to come home, because they were very strict about it, that you need to have a gas cylinder. You have to have a nurse at home taking care of him. And how it happened overnight, trust me, it doesn't happen. It's very difficult to arrange. I'm talking about 31 years ago. And at that time, I was like just 27 years old. And I don't know how he was with me, how I did it. I still think about it. Without his blessings, nothing would have happened. And Sanjeev, he made it possible for Sanjeev to come home. I wanted Sanjeev to be home with his kids, with the family, so we could be all as a family together. We were together. Manu, he was in Virginia for the school, and then Manu is my son, and he was at that time 4 years old. So he had turned 5 by that time, because he was 4 when we had the accident. So he was 5, and he was home. And my parents, when Sanjeev came home in August, Papa, Mummy had to go back because they had their business running, and my brother was taking care of the business. Oh yes, before I forget, Guru Sahib, there was a call from Guru Sahib at that time, when Papa, Mummy were here. This is, I'm talking about 95, after January. So maybe like in summer, March, April, February, March, April, around that, April, May, in that summertime. One of Papa's health, Papa had left him in India, and he was from Punjab. So he calls my dad and he says, we know a Baba in Punjab, and he cures people with water. So we were like, what are you talking, Masiji? Do you know what damage Sanjeev has and what damage Shreya has? Here the doctors cannot cure him because spinal cord has million nerves, and his spinal cord was completely cut. He's on a ventilator, person who cannot breathe, and you're telling us to bring him to India, to Punjab, and cure him, and bring Shreya with traumatic head injury where they have removed both her frontal lobes. What are the chances? How can your Baba cure Sanjeev? So he said, you don't know, this Baba cures with water. You just bring him there and bring him to India, bring him to Punjab. This was a call for us to come there, but we didn't understand. Again, it was our bad. And he did send a bottle of water with somebody to US, which he told us, put it on Sanjeev's body, make him drink. And we were like, Sanjeev is on a ventilator. How can we give him water from India? At that time, like with you had to be very careful drinking water from India. And I said, Masiji, you have no idea what you're talking about. How can you give him to drink this water from India? He said, no, this is holy water. This is blessed water. Give him that water. But you know what? Again, it was our bad. Maybe we did massage Sanjeev on the legs or wherever we could. I don't remember because that was 31 years ago. We might have given Shreya a bath with that or us. I do not remember anything. Maybe that was a blessing that Sanjeev could breathe on his own, and Shreya is what Shreya is because that was his blessings. And Maafi Guruji if I'm saying something wrong, but my feeling is that was the holy water, which is the Jal Prashad, which was sent to us and which we never even drank or used it. And it was, again, our bad luck. I guess it was not our call. Maafi Guru Sahib. Didn't believe him. But, and then I was reading Shady book, Sai Satcharita, every single day. I used to finish in 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, and kept reading. That was my main granth. And Guru Sahib was blessing me through Baba. I used to tell Sanjeev, Sanjeev, when you get better, and I think he had given me, he never made me think that Sanjeev will never get better. I used to think that, I don't know, I never thought about anything. I was just doing my seva, just kept doing, the life was going on. Never even thought that Sanjeev is going to be like this all his life. I don't know why, what the thought was, what the process was. He had made me just wear the blinders and made me completely go blank. Sanjeev, I used to tell Sanjeev, when you get better, we'll go to Shady Baba Mandir and we'll take Baba's blessing because, you came home because of Baba's blessing and everything went well. So let's do that. Sangaji, Guru Sahib knew. I didn't know. I used to think Sanjeev and Shreya are going to be fine, but he knew. So he knew Sanjeev will never be able to go to Shady. Guess what? Literally 5 minutes drive from my house, Shady Mandir open, Shady Baba Mandir open. Baba's Swarup Murti was there, and Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana. I was like so happy that Baba came to us, Sanjeev. And Sanjeev was not, he was completely into denial. He was so mad, he was so upset at the girl who was driving our van when we had this accident, that she ruined my life, she ruined Shreya's life, she ruined all our life. And I used to tell him, I don't know why Guru Sahib gave me that Sochi by reading that book, that Sanjeev. We must have done something bad to her in her previous life. Maybe I killed her husband. Maybe I killed her child. Maybe I did something wrong to her. And this is the way she came into our life. And it happened. But at least we are all together. So we need to thank God for whatever we have. But he was still mad and he's still upset about this. But again, Guru Sahib knows it's his journey, his connection. Sanjeev has his own life, his own journey. I'm learning every single day. Life was not easy. Life was very hard. When Papa Mummy had decided to go back to India in August, I was very strong. I was, okay, I'll take care of Shreya, I'll take care of Sanjeev, and I'll take care of Manu. No worries, I can do it. I was thinking I can do it. But again, I was wrong over there. Sanjeev was getting sick again and again in the hospital with his ventilator. He got pneumonia. His blood was coming out of his lungs. Guru Sahib was blessing him with lives, but I was requesting people. One friend used to take care of Manu. Shreya was 1 year old. I would sleep in the hospital, but I had to leave my kids at different people's houses. And then I would go early morning and go pick them up, send Manu to school, take care of Shreya, bring both the kids to the hospital after school. They would stay with me all day in the hospital. At night, I used to go and drop one kid at somebody's house, the other kid at somebody's house. Because Sanjeev was bleeding, from his lungs. He was like, the whole floor used to be full of blood. Again, it was his seva. He was testing me. I think he was testing my patience. I didn't even know. I was not asking for anything. Shukrana Malika ki Sanjeev is still with me with all Guru Sahib's blessing. And so life was going on, but life was getting very hard because I had nurses, but Sanjeev was back and forth. Sanjeev used to end up in the hospital. Shreya used to end up in the hospital. So I had to send Papa Mummy. I was speaking to them, and I had to send Manu to India. And that can I send Manu to India with Papa Mummy so he can go to school over there, and I can focus on Shreya and Sanjeev. At least I have one child whom I can leave with somebody. And because Manu could not, I couldn't focus on his school studies, his sports, anything. People used to come and take him for his sports. Like, I had good friends, good neighbors. Everybody was helping me, but it wasn't enough. He needed his parents to be there. And he had seen his father going from, ICU to the hospital, to the nursing home, to the rehab, and again back and forth to the hospital. So it was not healthy for Manu to see all this. So I wanted him to have a normal life. So for 2 years, I had to send Manu to India. He was with Papa Mummy over there. But in the meantime, Shreya stopped walking. Shreya was, she just started limping, and she started dragging her feet. And I didn't know what to do. So I took him to the neurologist, got neurosurgeon, got an MRIs done, and they said there's spine, there is some pressure on her spine, so we have to operate her immediately. Otherwise, she will, the spinal cord, she got syrinx in the spinal cord because of the injury, because of the head injury. She was getting cysts in her spine. So again, Shukrana to Guru Sahib. Shreya had 3 surgeries in 96, 97, 98, and Papa flew back from India to here to help me, because while I was with Shreya in the hospital, Papa was with Sanjeev at home taking care of Sanjeev, or while he was in the hospital with Shreya, I was taking care of Sanjeev at home. So we were like taking turns. So Shreya went through hell. Shreya, I don't even know how she came out of it, how Guru Sahib was blessing her. She had major surgeries. They had to see 4, 5, 6 again. They had to remove the back of her spinal cord. And with Guru Sahib's blessing, it's like, I cannot thank him enough that she had those major surgeries, and they were saying she might need another one. She had a VP shunt in her brain. The doctor said she might need a revision, but Guru Sahib's made her, so much blessings that Shreya has been doing fine. She has her issues. She had major seizures. I took even Shreya to India even in 96. At that point, she was 96. She was, I think, 2 years old. not even 2 years old when I took her to India. It was Manu's birthday. Manu was in India, March 31st. I took Manu to, I took Shreya. My brother had gotten married in India. So my dad was saying, and I have to be there for my brother's wedding, but I couldn't go. And my dad waited for the reception until I got to India. I went to India, and that was his blessings, Guru Sahib's, that I went to India in 96. So again, I would go back to that Shreya. I don't know if I had said that earlier, that I had asked for Shreya. I kept asking that I need a daughter, I need a daughter. If I have a son, I will leave it. So Guru Sahib has taught me never ask for anything, because he knows the best. He knows what is best for us, when we need it, what we need. He knows the best. I'll tell you why. Because one was Shreya's experience. I asked for a daughter, and now I was given the seva. And again, it is my blessing that I got this seva. He is helping me become a better person, because every single day, giving Shreya a bath, getting her ready, changing her clothes, she's whining. She's so upset. She's in pain. And still she says, Mom, Guruji is my best friend. Guruji theek kar denge na. Guruji will make me fine, Mom. I know I love my Guruji. And Guruji is going to make me fine. And if I start crying, and she'll say, why are you crying, Mom? Guruji is there. She reminds me, and she said, let's do Shukrana Guruji. Let's listen to a satsang. Let's listen to his blessings. So through her, I'm learning. Guru Sahib sends me, because her eye also, I'll tell you, one of her eye is a little bigger, and when she sees, her eye goes right and left. And I was thinking, why does it happen? Why can't she be normal? You just think in your head, as a mom, you just want your kids to be fine, and she already is going through so much. She doesn't have any friends. People don't care to be around her. People don't want to be around her, because she keeps repeating, and she's very loud. Normal people don't want to be around her. They just ignore her, or they will, even going to the parties or something. People are not comfortable with her. And again, Guru Sahib knows the best. So he guides her. He is guiding me. He's giving me that seva, that this is the reason I gave you this daughter. You asked for her. You have the daughter. Now do your duties. Sangaji, he is, every single day he's guiding me to that nobody wants to go out with her, Anu. You need to take her out. Groceries, shopping, whatever. Spend time with her. Teach her. Reading, writing. She can go on the computer. She can do it. And with Guru Sahib's blessing, she's excelling in everything, whatever she wants to do. Trust me, Sangaji. She is like, if you meet her, if somebody sees her, she is a blessing in herself. She's such a pure soul that sometimes she can see things, and she tells me, we didn't listen to her earlier. She used to tell me, even with Sanjeev's sore, Sanjeev had a bed sore, but I'll go back to that satsang later. But she used to tell me, Papa got a sore. Papa got a sore. And I said, Shreya, what are you talking? Papa doesn't have a sore. After a few months, Sanjeev did get a sore. And she could see it. If she saw Manu got hurt, did Manu get hurt, Mom? Manu is hurt? And I said, no, Manu is not hurt, Shreya. Again, he did get hurt later. So she could see, I think Guru Sahib sends me messages through her too. She sees it, because anytime she'll see Papa, and she'll say, Papa is with Guruji, Nanu is with Guruji. Like she used to say that, Guruji. But what happened to Nanu, Mom? Even while he was here, she used to tell me, where is Nanu? Nanu is with Guruji. And I said, Shreya, why do you say that? Nanu is in his room. Nanu is not gone anywhere. Nanu is here. So she would tell me ahead of time. So I guess I'm still learning. And I feel so scared when she says something negative. I was like, Shreya, don't say that. Shreya, don't say that. But I guess that's I need to understand that she is sending me messages. Guru Sahib is sending me messages through her. And he does send messages through other Sangat, or through your own children, or through Shabad, and through anything. He would share messages through that. Anyway, the life was going on. Shreya had surgeries. Papa went back. Manu was there for 2 years. Then Manu came over here. while I was going through that, while Sanjeev was in the hospital, um, as I had shared earlier, that I was bleeding internally when we had this accident. And I was bleeding very badly every single day. Like, I didn't tell anybody. I was so scared because I thought they would do my surgery. I was so scared. I didn't want to have a surgery. So I was not telling anybody. I had lost weight. I had become like literally 38 kgs or maybe 80 pounds. I was not even 80 pounds. I was that skinny. And I started blacking out. I would stand up, I would black out, I would, because I was, Guru Sahib had given me the seva while Sanjeev was in the hospital, in the nursing home in New York, in Roosevelt Island. So I used to sleep there. I used to come home, drive. It was 25 miles from my house. So I used to drive home, come home, pick up my dad, take him to the hospital, leave him in the nursing home so that Papa would be with Sanjeev, and then drive back again 25 miles to be with Shreya because she had her appointments, therapies, groceries. I had to clean the house, and then take Papa, Mummy, Shreya, and Manu back to the nursing home. And then they would spend day there, and at night I would bring them back again, and then go back and sleep there. So this was like I was driving almost like 100 miles a day, 150 miles a day, which was a lot. And it was, straining me, but I was not complaining to anybody because I was just doing whatever I was doing. I was not thinking about anything, and I just kept going. So I was bleeding, and then I started passing out. So I told Sanjeev, that I'm blacking out, and this is what is my problem. So then he told my dad and my mom that she needs to see a doctor. Again, Shukrana to Guru Sahib that it was nothing major. They said it's stress related, but I was only 27. I was 27 and I couldn't be menopausing, but they said it's stress related. Maybe it's perimenopausal. Maybe she's going earlier because of the stress the body can take it. So she needs to take vitamins and she needs to de-stress. But, again, Guru Sahib's meher, his blessing. I was fine. I took but I kept going for my test. And while I was going for my test, they found cyst in my ovaries, and they saw cyst in my breast, both the sides, and they were lumps. And I didn't know what to do. So they said, we have to do mammography. They did my mammography. And while I was taking care of Shreya and Sanjeev, I was so scared that, they said, we have to do a biopsy because there are cysts in there. We have to do that. In my mind, I'm thinking, and you have ovarian cysts that could be cancerous, so we have to do biopsy of that too. Sangaji, I was so scared. I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking that if I have to go through biopsy and surgery, who is going to take care of Shreya? Because I had to carry Shreya from upstairs to downstairs, give her a shower, carry her. She was walking, but she wanted to be held. She couldn't come up down the steps at that time. She was very little. She was learning to walk. And so I was very scared in my mind. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was ready for my biopsy, but I went to the hospital, and they said, let's do another sonogram before we send you for a biopsy. Everything was scheduled, Sangaji. I go to the hospital, they do my ultrasound, and with Guru Sahib's meher, in my mind, I was scared that how will these things happen? How will I go through it? How will I take care of everybody? But he took care of it. He changed the results. The cysts were gone. The doctors couldn't believe it. I didn't have to go through biopsy. So Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana Malika. In my ovarian cyst, they said we have to do the biopsy, and they didn't have to do then, but that was later on. Again, it happened. But at that point, they said the cysts were gone. There were so many cysts over there by my ovaries. And they said we need to do a hysterectomy. We have to do the biopsy. But again, Guru Sahib's meher that all the results were altered. I didn't have to go through anything. Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana. He was with me at that point. I had never seen Guru Sahib. I didn't even know where he was, but his blessings were there with me. We don't even realize it. And now, after listening to so many shabads, so many sangats, satsangs, you realize, oh my God, that was Guruji. That was him. He was there with me. So again, Shukrana, 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 Guru Sahib, just to be holding our hands. My life was going through, then we had to get Manu over here in New York. I'm going through one by one, whatever Guru Sahib is guiding me to share, I'm sharing that. Yes, another thing is, like I had said earlier, without his wish and his will, nothing will happen in your life if it's not meant for you, if it's not good for you. So before the accident, Sanjeev had his pharmacy. He was doing very well. I had 2 kids. We had put the house on sale to buy a bigger house. Our house was on sale. We had this accident. We couldn't sell the house. And always, every time we would talk about it, and that time we were going through financial, crisis, but Guru Sahib was taking care of everything. Whichever way I had he never let me beg, ask anybody for any money or any help. Again, that was his meher, that he was there with me. And I didn't know. Family was saying, sell the house, get a rental. I was like, no, I'm not selling the house. Where are we going to stay? I can't sell the house. We will do whatever we can, because the mortgage was so much. There was so much happening, sending kids to school, groceries, everything. I don't know how. I have no idea how Guru Sahib was taking care of the house. He was doing each and everything. I sold my gold. I had to sell my gold. I had to do whatever I could, but never ask money for everything. And we were just going through this life. It was, we wanted to sell the house. We could not sell the house for so many years. Anytime I wanted to sell the house, in 2000 and after the COVID, he bought the house for me. It was Guru Sahib's blessing. He bought the house. I'll go back to this later, but I'm just telling you when the right time comes. And then he gives a thought that from 94 till COVID times, Sanjeev was back and forth in the hospital. Papa had cancer. Everything, with Shreya being sick, so much was happening. If Guru Sahib would have bought me a house, do you think I would have been able to enjoy the house? No, because we would have been living in the hospital all the time. So first, Guru Sahib gives you health. He will bless everybody in the house with the health, with the best of health, and then he will take care of materialistic things. So Shukrana Malik, we have to live in his raza, in his whatever he plans. Never ask for anything. Never asks. Guru Sahib taught me from day one, don't ask. He knows the best. You have a thought. He's living within us. You think about something and he will fulfill it. He showed me. He was a practical guru, and this is what I had learned about him, and he did practical in my life, all my life. So Sanjeev used to say that, if anything happens to me, my family is there with me. My family is multimillionaire. I don't even have to worry. They'll pay my mortgage. They will take care of my house. They'll do everything. But what happens when the accident happened? Nobody was there. They could do whatever they could. Daddy was there. Mom, he had lost his mom. So if his mom was there, she would have had a heart attack. She would have never been able to take it. Whatever they could do, they did. But again, Guru Sahib showed him that it's him. Without his blessing, if he's not there with you, nobody's there with you. You cannot depend that my parents are there, my brothers there, my sisters there, my kids are there. Nobody's there for you. Trust me, Sangaji, nobody's there for you. Only person in your life is left is Guru Sahib, Mahashiv. The sooner you understand that, the sooner you realize that, you'll be a happy person. You will know, you will realize what is the best for you. You have to live in his raza. You have to just ask him for his help and nobody else. Let it be monetarily, let it be health, let it be anything. Trust me, Sangaji, he is the only one who knows you. When we are little kids, my kids used to ask me, Mom, give me this, give me that. And I said, no, I don't want to give it to you because this is not right for you. So Guru Sahib knew when it's right for me. I'm talking about myself, that he knew what was right for me. So like Mandir came right next to my house. He gave me the seva. He gave me the seva of going to the Mandir, doing the kids' classes. He was giving me all that seva, but not realizing I didn't realize that that was my seva he was giving me to start SAT classes for the kids in the mandir, to do the Hindi classes, or even taking food. So my seva every Thursday, because there were used to be so many flowers, so many fruits, so much food over there in the mandir, and what to do in Sai Mandir. So they gave me that seva. Guru Sahib gave me that seva, that every Thursday night or Friday morning, take everything from there, all the fruit, flowers, anything and everything, whatever the Sangat had given to Sai Baba, Shedi Baba, Sai Baba. I had to take everything and give it to a homeless kitchen. There was a homeless soup kitchen by us. So I was given that seva, not realizing that he was blessing me by giving me this seva. At that time, I didn't know. I used to say, okay, I'll do it, or, I'll take it in my van. I have a big van. It was a handicap accessible van. So we used to fill everything in there, bananas, apples, whatever fruits we had, whatever the cans of food, everything was given to the homeless soup kitchen, the clothes, whatever people used to donate. So Shukrana Guru Sahib for giving me this seva. Life was going on like that until I hadn't been in India. So another thing, that when we judge people, when I judged anybody, I was put into that spot. If I said, how can a person not go to India for 10 years or 12 years? Oh my God, I would die if I'm not allowed to go to India, I would go to India. How can that person not go to? How can this person cannot go to India? Sangaji, Guru Sahib showed me it's not anybody's will. Sometimes these are the circumstances when you cannot do certain things in your life. For 12 years, I couldn't go to India. I couldn't, because there was no help at home. The nurses which Sanjeev had, we had to get rid of them because they were taking off, and we couldn't, I couldn't. They used to call in sick every day, and how Guru Sahib had trained me, how I was trained in my life to take care of Sanjeev and Shreya, giving him a bath, changing his bladder tubes, giving him his daily routines, putting him in the chair, everything. He was training me. The nurses used to call up and I used to take care of him. So how he was guiding me into doing these things, and I couldn't go to India. He put me into that stop. So never judge anybody, because this I've learned in my life, that never judge anybody in your life, because it can be anybody's situation it can go through. So I went through that, and until 2008, from 96 to 2008, I couldn't go to India. For whatever reasons, I couldn't leave Sanjeev. I didn't have a nurse. I couldn't go. And I wanted to work always. Sanjeev got me into training, do this training. Why don't you work? I started working. I did a job for a few months. I wasn't being paid, and I had to leave the job because at home I was required to take care of Shreya. She was getting allergic reactions. 911 was being called. She had to be rushed to the hospital. And we almost lost Shreya, but again, with Guru Sahib's mayor, she was fine. I couldn't work. I couldn't find a job. But Sanjeev said, Anu, you need to work. So I got some financial training. I became a financial consultant. And I found a job, not the big projects. I started working on projects. So it was again Guru Sahib's meher that I love to travel because Papa was in Air Force and I always wanted to travel. And at that point, my brother had moved to US to be with the family, to be with us. So he was with us. But I had to travel to India for one of the projects. So I went to India in 2008, I think 7 or 8, 96. Yeah, 2007 or 8, I had gone to India. That was the first time I heard about Guru Sahib. People were talking about Guruji, Guruji, Guruji. It was a big thing in India. And I was like, I don't know who this Guruji is, and Mavi again, Guru Sahib. At that point, everybody, there was so much talks about Guruji, and so many gurus were coming, and so many people were talking about Gurujis and on the TV, on the media, social media, and I didn't know. I think he called me to India to bless me. It was Guru Sahib's planning. So when I came back in 2008, so I had found a nurse. He made it happen. Within like a day or 2 days, I found a nurse. I found somebody to take care of Sanjeev, Shreya, and I went to India and I came back in 2006. Papa Mummy had moved here in 2000. Um, how Guru Sahib also made that happen. See, he plans your life when everything goes in a sequential order. Since the accident, Papa had moved back to India and then he left all his business, everything, because he had some heart problems. And again, Papa was again blessed by Guru Sahib because Papa was having some chest pain. He had some tests done in India, and we told him, Papa, come to US because I cannot go to India. Rajesh had moved, that's my brother, had moved here. How can I go? And it's better that you come here and come and stay with me. So he left his business. He left everything with his servant, with his person who used to run the business. He had 3 shops. He used to be taking care of Northeast India. So he left everything. He came here overnight. And I just heard this after Papa passed away. Papa is with Guruji. We went to India for his puja, and his cousins told me that Papa had said he is moving to US. He left everything. He didn't even care about money. He didn't even care. He moved to US just because of me. He wanted to be with me, and he said, Anu needs me. Anu's family needs me. And that's the reason, I guess, it was his seva that he was meant to come here. He and mom had to come here and stay with me. Sangaji, nobody, if somebody tells me to leave my house and go and live in your kid's house, you cannot do that. But Papa, Mommy did that. Shukrana Malik, Shukrana for giving me the best parents ever, for giving me that support system. So I left Shreya, everybody with Papa, Mommy, and I went to India again to take Guru Sahib's blessing. I didn't know who Guru Sahib was. I went to Mandir. I never could go to Shirdi Mandir. I went to India, came back in a week, 10 days. It was a 10-day trip to Delhi. I went to Mumbai, Delhi, and I came back. When I came back, Sanjeev started getting sick. He got a little redness on his butt, and we took him to the doctors, and the doctor said, he's fine, nothing happened. Don't worry, he's going to be fine. In 2009, it was Sanjeev's 50th birthday. So we celebrated his 50th surprise birthday. Again, right after that, I think it was all planned. It's all his planning. Sanjeev started getting sick. He ended up in the hospital. Doctors, we had to call 911 in January. And the doctors, we were going to take him to a hospital which was like 10 miles away. I don't know what, some thought came to me that take him to the hospital right next to our house. It was a Thursday. We took Sanjeev to the hospital, and Sanjeev, doctors said that his body temperature was very low. His heart rate was 25. His blood pressure was 20/60, 70. He was almost gone. And the doctor said, call your family, tell everybody to come because that's it. He cannot make it through the night. They had put his PICC line and they gave him 3 antibiotics through the PICC line, which was going directly to his heart. It was Thursday, and I don't know why I had that faith that nothing is going to happen to Sanjeev. It's a Thursday. Anything in my life has happened as Sanjeev had major surgeries, Shreya had major surgeries, everything happened on a Thursday. Sanjeev was in the hospital. Manu at that time had gone to India on a vacation. See how Guru Sahib sends you a message through somebody. He uses somebody as a media. I never believed in any pundits. I had never been to any pundits in my life. My parents never believed. We never believed in any pundits. I never had a patri made, so I didn't even know what it was. People took, after the accident, a lot of people took my date of birth, my time, everything, and they got patri made, and they wanted to go to pundits, and they came and told us, this is what happened. And when we had this accident, everybody used to blame me, that it's because of me this accident happened. Sanjeev's family, I was being blamed for, I'm the one who took him for the trip. It's because of me. I tried to kill Sanjeev, and this is like, it was a blame which I was getting. But again, Guru Sahib says, if somebody talks bad about you, you get the blessing. So this was a way I was being blessed by Guru Sahib. while everybody was saying bad about me, and I didn't care because I knew in my heart that everything is going to be fine. And at that point, yes, just to go one point, some time back, is when we had this accident, while I was getting the blames, I used to pray that again, I asked for it, that I hope Sanjeev lives. So Sanjeev can tell everybody that it is not my fault. I didn't make this accident happen. It's not because of me that I wanted to kill him, or it's because of me that he was being killed, or he had this accident. I always wanted him to wake up, talk to people, to tell everybody that accident didn't happen because of me. I was under so much stress because it was, like I was married only 5 years, and then you're going through all this mental stress, everything was happening. But Guru Sahib says, now don't talk bad about anybody, but I'm just sharing that this was happening. So never reply back, never say anything, leave everything on Guru Sahib, and he will take care of everybody. He will take care of you. If he's with you, nothing bad can happen to you. I was going through that, and when Sanjeev got sick and Manu was in India, Sanjeev, I got a call from India. Manu calls me, Mom, there is a Pandit ji who wants to talk to you. And I was like, I don't know any Pandit ji. Why does he want to talk to me? So I got a message to this Pandit ji. Before Sanjeev was getting sick, I got a call from India that Sanjeev, looking at Manu's Patri, one of his parents is going to get very sick and going to die. So Sanjeev started yelling at me that, Anu, you don't never go to the doctor, never get checked up. I think something's going to happen to you. I was like, no, what's going to happen to me? Within 24 hours, Sangaji, this is a message I get through somebody where I don't believe in Panditji, somebody whom I don't even know. Manu goes there and meets somebody, and the person calls me, giving me a message, and Sanjeev ends up in the hospital. And I started connecting to this Panditji. I said, wow, he knew that something is going to happen to one of his parents, and Sanjeev is sick. So I went back and I called that Panditji. I said, you told me that one of the parents is sick. So it's Sanjeev who got sick. So, but what's going to happen? So he said, life is hard. Tell Manu to do this, go to the mandir, do this daan, wear this ring, Gomet ring or something. We did that. Manu wore the ring, and Manu started giving, go ye daan karo and gai ko daan, go and do all this daan. And he started telling us that go and, give this to some, old people or something. I don't know, whatever he was meant to do, he did all that stuff and go on Wednesday to Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like every single day he had told the rituals to do for Manu, and Manu was doing that. And I started getting faith on this Panditji. So when this Panditji, I started calling him. So when Sanjeev was sick, and again, I had so much trust, I went to Baba's Mandir, I cried in front of him, didn't ask for anything. Didn't ask. I think Guru Sahib gave me that thought that don't ask for Sanjeev's life, don't ask for anything. Sanjeev, they said, they told me, call your son, call his family. I never told anybody because I had that trust on Baba. And at that time it was Baba, that nothing will happen to Sanjeev and Sanjeev is going to come home. So Sanjeev did come home. He was in the ICU for 3 weeks. He did see. He was hallucinating or what, we don't know, probably the medication, we have no clue. But every time he would say that there is somebody who's come to take him. There is somebody behind the curtains in those white clothes or yellow clothes, and the person has come to take him. He's a tall guy, he's come to take him. But I don't want to go right now because I have so many things to take care in my life. Regarding my family, my kids, my wife, everybody, he has to take care of so many things. He cannot go. Can you tell them to leave? Can you tell this person to leave? And we could see nobody. We didn't know if he was hallucinating or what. We had no idea. Probably Guruji was going there to bless him, but Sanjeev didn't see that, or he was seeing somebody going and he didn't want to go. We don't know, but I just feel that it was Guru Sahib there blessing Sanjeev. He was every single day in the hospital with Sanjeev. It was either Baba or Guru Sahib, but somebody was there with him, blessing him, and Sanjeev didn't realize that. Sanjeev came home on a PICC line, had to be on antibiotics for 2-3 months, for 2 weeks, and then again after 2-3 months, he would end up in the hospital. He would go on a Thursday, he would come back home on a Thursday, But again, after 2-3 months, he would end up back. He would get septic. We didn't know what was happening. At this time, by this time, everybody used to come and tell me, Anu, Sanjeev came home because of you. You're taking care of him. Oh my God. And it gets to your head. You think, wow, yes, it's me. I'm taking care of everything. It's me, I. And Guru Sahib always said that you should never get rid of this ego. It's never I or me. He was teaching me. When Sanjeev started getting sick, Sangaji, I couldn't do anything. I had no clue. He was given blood transfusions. He was given IVs every 3 months. He was in the hospital. The hospital knew me. The ICU staff knew me. Everybody knew me over there because we were back and forth in the hospital. Even you call 911, ambulance people knew, oh my God, we are back again. Yes, but we don't know. Hospitals didn't know what was happening with him. Guru Sahib was blessing Sanjeev life after life after life. Every couple of months he was sick with the heart rate 25, with the blood pressure low, body temperature low. I don't know why I had that faith that he's going to be fine. But that again, I was talking to that Panditji and he said, don't worry, it's going to go on for some time. It's going to go on for some time. He was giving me that, but he never told me anything negative, but he never told me, yeah, he did tell me no, he never told me to wear any rings or anything, but he just told that go ahead, do this, go to the mandir, go to Shani Mandir, go to this, pray. And this is all he said, nothing else, just be positive. We didn't know what was happening. At that point, Sangaji, I went to Baba's Mandir. I prayed. I didn't know Guru Sahib. I went to Baba's Mandir. I raised my hands and I said, nothing is in my control. Now it's you who have to take care. I cannot do anything. I tried my best. I did anything and everything, but beyond this, after this, I cannot do anything. Nothing is in my control. I think we went through this for so many years. With Manu also he was in the engineering college. Guru Sahib gave me Sochi. His college was supposed to be in Rochester, where he wanted to go, but he got into one of the very good colleges for engineering. And then it was 2.5-hour drive because I said, Manu, what happens if Papa gets sick? Let's be closer to the house. So again, it was all his planning. Manu was close to the house, but again, when Sanjeev was in the ICU, that was first time in 2009, 2010, when Sanjeev was in the ICU, we had to move Manu's college. His planning, his will, his raza, that we had to move Manu close to the house. He had to change his major from engineering to economics. He did mathematical economics honors and business. He excelled in his program, but he was closer to the house. He lived with us for all these years. I think it was a blessing for him too, so he could spend time with Sanjeev in the hospital because we didn't know what was going on with Sanjeev at that time. Life was going on. We had no idea. In the meantime, Shreya being on and off sick and everything was happening from 2009. I wanted to bring Sanjeev to India always. He wanted to meet his cousins. He wanted to meet his family. And Sanjeev, he made it happen. Sanjeev was in the hospital in 2014. He was in the hospital in February, and March, April, Sanjeev's niece was getting married. And Sanjeev said, Manu said, Papa, let's go to India. This is a chance that you can go meet your family over there. And Sanjeev was like, no, I can't go. So we said, Mom is there to take care of you. We are all there. So we'll go and stay in a hotel. We'll come back. Sangaji, Guru Sahib made it happen. With Sanjeev's blood pressure dropping, he had seizures on a ventilator. We don't know how we made it to the airport. We got the clearance, medical clearance. We went in Air India. How it happened, we had no idea. When I hear Sangat Satsangs that with their sodium being low, a person passing out, and we used to tell Sanjeev, if you pass out in front of the airport security, they will not let you go in the plane. But Guru Sahib was there holding Sanjeev's hand in the plane, in the flight. Sanjeev had no breathing issues. I was sleeping all the time, whereas all the air hostesses, they were feeding him, they were taking care of him. It was like the best trip ever. We stayed in Moria. Van was arranged over there, handicap accessible van. You won't believe it, Sangaji. We had to go to Tivoli restaurant for a party, for one of the functions for the wedding. Guru Sahib had to bless Sanjeev, Manu, and me. We went to Bada Mandir. We passed on that road back and forth. I don't know how many times, for a couple of hours. We kept going back and forth, back and forth. Tivoli is right there. We could not see Tivoli, but we kept going to Bada Mandir, past Bada Mandir, and the driver kept saying, do you know there is a big mandir and there is a huge shivling over here? At night, you can't see it, but it's beautiful over here. There's GuruJi's mandir, and we were like, wow, and we did like this, but we didn't know where the mandir was. We couldn't go inside. It was at night, and we kept going back and forth. Guru Sahib was blessing Sanjeev and Manu and me. That was the first blessing. Again, Shukrana, 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 Malik, Shukrana, Anantam Shukrana. He made us stay in Maurya's. You don't even know. I didn't even have a single penny to pay the hotel bill at that point. I did not know how he made it happen. We stayed there. We enjoyed the wedding. We did everything. I had to borrow from somebody. Then Manu was getting rental, and there was too much going on. I don't want to say anything negative, but whatever was going on in life, he took care of us. We stayed in Moria. Sanjeev had the best trip. People knew me as Sanjeev's wife in Moria, because I've heard that Moria was blessed by Guru Sahib. So we had a beautiful stay over there for 2 weeks. Sanjeev met his family, his cousins, everybody, and Sanjeev did not get sick. We were so scared that he might end up in the hospital. I took the insurance also, that in case he has to be flown back to US. But Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana Guru Sahib, Shukrana, Anantam Shukrana, that he made this trip happen. Sanjeev went to India, came back, and yes, he did get sick right afterwards, ended up in the hospital. I went back to India in 2015 and came back 2016. When I went back to India, it was my time to connect to Guru Sahib, I think. Guru Sahib knew what was ahead of me, what was ahead coming up, and I had, yes, in the meantime, this was one Pandit, and then I had met another Pandit. Then I had met another. So there were 3 Pandit total I had met. Sangaji, will you believe it? When I met Guru Sahib, before I met Guru Sahib, or you can say that after I did, okay, let me come back to that later. But in 2016, when I went to India to do some things I had to do, take care of some properties and do some things in India, Sanjeev was here, because every time I would go to India, Sanjeev would get sick. So this time in 2016, when I went to India to sell some properties, Sanjeev's father's house, and things were happening, not going in the right way, my dad calls me and he says, Sanjeev is very sick. Sangaji, I used to stay with one of my other buas who lives by Shirdi Mandir in Greater Clash Part 2. There's a mandir over there, and she was living there. So I used to live with her, stay with her all the time. That point, how Guru Sahib plans. This trip, she was in US. I stayed with my other bua who was connected to Guru Sahib. He never even let me touch his feet. He never even let me bow in front of his saru. That was the time he made me stay with this bua. So when things were not going in the right way, Sanjeev was in the ICU. Doctors kept calling me. My dad kept calling me, leave everything and come home. And it was the Diwali time. And I told my bua, I said, why don't you tell your Guruji? If he can take care of everything, why don't you let him do? Fix everything so I can go back to India. She said, Anu, you need to have your direct connection. Sangaji, that was the first time. It was probably, yes, it was Thursday. I cried in front of him. I cried, I touched his feet and I cried and I said, Guru Sahib, agar aap ho, if you are there, get my work done. Be with Sanjeev so that I can get back to Sanjeev. If you are there, just make these things happen. I think that was my time, because he knew what was coming ahead in my life, Sangaji. I touched his feet. The next day, it was Friday. Everything happened so smoothly. Banks closed. Things happened like without any glitch. We closed the deal. I went to the banks. I did everything. I flew back to US. While I was flying back, I took his agya. I had no saroop with me, no saroop. I again bowed in front of him. I did my shukrana to him, and I said, let's go, Guruji, to US now. So while I'm flying to London, my flight was from via London, I'm waiting in London, my flight is being delayed. And I'm trying to call Sanjeev, the hospital, because I was trying to be in touch with him. What is Sanjeev doing? What is happening with him? Because his urine was all red. He was not responding. He was not breathing right. I had to tell them what to do, guide them, and to maybe suggest something needed to be done. So all of a sudden, I'm crying there sitting at the airport. All of a sudden, this tall guy comes to me and he said, here, use my phone. And I don't even know him. So he said, you can use my phone. I said, but I have to call New York. It's going to be expensive, the call. So he said, no, don't worry. Just make a call. I spoke to the hospital. I spoke to my son. I spoke to my brother, everybody here in US. And can you believe, I flew from Delhi to London. There was nobody there. Usually it's the same person who sits with you. From London to New York, this person is sitting, a seat empty in between, and he's sitting right next to me. And all the way, we did satsang. Now I realize that was satsang, but he kept asking me, what happened to your husband? What happened? And I'm sharing about my life. I'm crying and sharing with him. The entire 8 hours we were talking. I think he shared his number with me. Here, when you go to New York, talk to me. The flight lands there. I don't even know where this person is. Where he went, I have no clue. Now I realize, after connecting to Guru Sahib, that was Guru Sahib who flew in with me to New York, who made me share my first satsang with him. He wanted to know what's happening in my life, about my parents, about my kids, about my husband. So Shukrana, 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 Guru Sahib, that you were there with me before even I knew. And when I touched your feet, you flew with me to New York. And since then, Sangaji, I cannot say since then, he's been with me since I was born. He's been with me from the past lives. But I feel him. I connected to him, and I can say Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana to him, to let me touch his feet, to talk to him, to do Shukrana to him, and to know that I am blessed, feeling my blessings. So Shukrana Malika. When I came back, Saji was released from the hospital. He came back home, and then I took him to a plastic surgeon. We did another MRI. They found out, finally, after so many years, from 2009 to 2016, nobody knew what was going on with Sanjeev. And now, after connecting to Guru Sahib, they found out there was infection in his bones, in the head, and they cleaned up. He had a major surgery in January. Again, the infection was not cleaned up, so again he had a surgery in March, April. He had to be in the bed for almost like 6 months. On the side, he couldn't sit. He couldn't even. Before even that, when Sanjeev had a sore, I would just share something, that his sore was as big as that my whole fist would go in. Guru Sahib had given me that seva to clean. My whole hand would go in his butt, on the side of the hip. My hand would go in. I would clean it, stuff it with bandages, put in wound vac, and clean it every single day. He would sit in the chair for an hour, not more than that, like for all these years, from 2009 to 2016. He could sit in the chair. His life was a total mess. And we were like, what happened to our life? We don't know. At least the life was, fine before that. Trust me, Sangaji, even with all these problems, my life was so blessed. I did each and everything like a normal person can't even do. We went on trips. We went for fruit picking. We went for vegetable picking with Papa, Mummy, Shreya, Manu. For some reason, he would have, I couldn't afford to buy a van 30 years ago. I was being gifted. This organization over here in Long Island, this lady, she was on a wheelchair and she would just call me, I know somebody wants to gift a van. Would you like one? And I was like, wow, Guruji. So since Sanjeev came home, we were gifted a van, which is like worth now $100,000. At that point, it was like 50,000, 60,000. I couldn't even afford to buy a van, that one, a handicap accessible with a lift. Every 4 years, she would give me a new one. Shukrana, Shukrana, Malik, Guru Sahib connects you to the right people. We took so many trips, created so many memories with my papa, mummy, with Shreya, Manu. We used to travel everywhere, everywhere. Guru Sahib has been blessing us with tremendous. I can't even say. People used to say your life is tough, but I never found my life tough. I don't know. I guess he made me blank. I wore the blinders. I was just like a machine, just keep doing. I was running away from myself. I played tennis, whatever I wanted to play, Guru Sahib made me play. Wanted to play tennis, he made me play. Wanted to go to gym, I did that. He made me go out with my friends, do anything. Like I was out, gym. I was into health and fitness. He made me biking. He made me do anything and everything what I wanted to do. And the message I get is, you do the seva and I'm taking care of you. That's exactly what he did. And I learned now. People used to come and tell me that, Anu, you're so blessed. And I was like, why would they say that I'm blessed? What blessing do I have? I'm living my life. But now I realize if I go back and think, after connecting to Guru Sahib, after listening to all the Shabad, after his guidance, I am learning that yes, I was blessed. For all these 31 years, I wouldn't have been able to do anything if he wasn't there with me. With his support, with my parents' support, I wouldn't have been able to do anything in my life. What I am today is all because of Guru Sahib. Sanjeev's surgeries came, he was fine, he was doing well. And again, Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana to Guru Sahib. I think I'll take Agya from him now because it's been a long and so much to digest. We will continue this journey. There is so much to share. I don't want to forget. I don't want to not to share. I don't want to forget to share all my blessings because there are so many blessings to share. Every single second in my life is a satsang. It's his blessing, his guidance. Only thing he has taught me is trust him, trust his will. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing can go wrong in your life, Sangaji. Nothing can go wrong in your life if he is standing by you. Just do what he wants you to do and just live in his agya. Feel him standing by you. Feel him right inside you. And mantra jap, I got connected to old Sangat recently, and that was my answer, that anytime you're free, anytime you're not doing anything, just do mantra jap in your mind, in your heart. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, GuruJi Sada Sahai. Ask for his guidance, ask for his love, ask for his blessings. Again, it's asked. You don't ask for anything. We are not supposed to ask from anything from anybody, anything from Guru Sahib, but we can only ask for his guidance, ask for his blessing. Guide us. Be with us always. Shukrana, 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 Guru Sahib. Anantam Shukrana. If I said something wrong, Maafi Guruji. If I said something wrong, Maafi Sangaji. Whatever he guided me to say, I said. We will connect soon. Jai Guruji. I'll say mantra jap and I will take my agya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai. Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana Malik for giving me this seva, keeping me in this seva. Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana with me. Shukrana Guru Sahib. Be with your Sangat, be with everybody. Guide us all. We all need your blessings. Shukrana Malik, Shukrana, Shukrana. Jai Guruji.